Hello and welcome to Cymatic TV. This is going to be an energy update on that X-flare that's just come off the sun. If you haven't noticed it, here it is playing in the background for you. It's come off on the northern part of the sun. It certainly looks like it's the direction of the Earth, but the majority of it seems to be going north. There's not a lot of plasma going on, so it was a very clean X-flare. Now, what does that mean to me and you? That means loads in the way of health. We'll be going into that at the end of this report. We're just going to look at how it's going to affect, first of all, the environment, the sun, basically, the Earth, and maybe the possible vibrations that come through on that Earth. So it went off. It was an X2 flare by the looks of it, or X1, 2 flare. And as it did come off on that northern section there, you can see slightly some of that debris that's coming off, or some of that plasma, as it were, that comes off, and it's coming off towards the north. And it's probably going to be here, I would have thought, quite quickly. So if we're today on Thursday, it went off in the middle of the night. I would have thought it would be here somewhere in between Friday evening and Saturday evening. That sort of 24-hour period there. It might even be in a little bit quicker than that, but we'll sort of see with that on the KP index. There has been some earthquakes in that period of time of that X-flare going off, and you can see that here. And we'll go into what sort of chakras that's going to be hitting when we go into the health issues according to the vibration. This is what we got to look forward into the next sort of 2 or 3 days, because those earthquakes were initially set up by that X-flare, which you can see here, that was 3-4 days ago, which was coming in our direction, not coming in our direction, sorry, that was going elsewhere. And that sort of puts the vibration into the solar system, which releases the vibration in the Earth and creates sort of earthquakes 3 or 4 days later. Corona holes are slightly different. If you imagine we're coming through a corona hole, as we come in, there's a dip as the corona hole starts facing us. That creates a shock in the system, and then we got some very heavy energy whilst it's going through us, past us, and then we get another shock coming out of it. By which stage, usually, that's when we get the actual force of the winds on the physical Earth, and then there's repercussions on us as humans as well. So it's a changing and evolving thing. So it's like looking out into the sea. You can see a wave coming in your direction. This wave has not broken as yet. And eventually, as it gets to you, there's a breaking point on the wave, and then you have the wave in the form of white water and etc. So there's different stages to solar activity, and this is what we should get our heads around, because it will give us that ups and downs that we have in our mental health, within our physical health as well. And this is really important, and this is a good exercise to see how it plays out with you. So this is the sun. This is basically how a solar flare works. It's a build-up of pressure on the sun over a period of time. That happens in the lower cycle. So the first thing is the sun starts collecting a lot more dust, as it does less in the way of solar flares. And then as it builds up to the height of the season, that's when it starts ejecting that dust out. So he has, like a dog or humans, we have molting seasons, and that's exactly what it is. And as that pressure builds up in the sun, eventually the magnetic field gets knotted up, and that's what creates that sort of short circuit within the electrical system, which creates that solar flare, and then that bubble of vibration that comes off in our direction. So as that solar flare is being created, that's when you might feel a little bit of pressure coming on. And when we've been seeing over this week, that pressure has been building, because we've been having flares going off, but not really in the direction of the Earth. So we might feel over the last sort of like from Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, even from Sunday maybe, that this is becoming a little bit oppressive, and there needs to be a release valve. And then this flare today, because it's coming in our direction, created that release valve. So from Thursday morning or during the evening, maybe if you're over the very late part of the evening or the night in America, you may have felt this moment of, oh, sure, where you're releasing all that pent up energy that's been in there since Sunday and probably been building up even for a longer period of time before that. And it may have that release moment where you kind of go, it's good to have the pressure off us. It may also make you release those emotions as well that can be difficult to deal with. So you may have a lot of emotions that come to the surface that may make you cry, that may make you laugh, or that may make you sad, or that may make you angry or ecstatic. There's many different ways, and it's not just like one thing corresponds with one other thing. That's not the way it works. Simply because we've all got our own rhythms and our own ways of being. And this is the beauty and the diversity of nature and the diversity of the solar winds and vibration and energies. It can be taken like the yin and yang. You can't separate the white and the black. They come together in the yin and the yang. That's the way it is. But you may be affected only by the black or only by the white at one particular time. And this will then change the aspect or the outcome of this vibration. So this is more of a video on the mental sort of health sort of side. Let's look into the human sort of energy sort of side. What it's going to do, like you see with that solar flare as it's been created, you have that first initial release button of the electrical vibration, which is the X-ray flares, and that sort of makes everybody's got kind of go, oh, great! It's released the energy. You feel a little bit freer up. And then you have the second impact, where it impacts the magnetic field of the Earth directly, and then that gets filtered into the poles. And as it does get hit by that vibration, as you can well see, it's then scooped up that vibration and then sucked back into the Earth, which then create those aurora borealis. I get that word so wrong so many times. Aurora borealis on the Earth, but it also creates the same thing within your aura. You are the same as the Earth is the same as the Sun is the same as the galaxy is the same as the universe. You are a universe, basically. So as you look at these mechanics, you must understand that you will have the same mechanics within yourself. Once you understand this, like a surfer, you will not be scared of big waves because you will enjoy riding them. So this could be really good for you. But it means that you have to be in a good place when you have that build-up of pressure. And it's not easy for everybody. And you're not going to get it right. I guarantee you, as every surfer will tell you, they've all taken a big wave and they've had a wipeout and they've been eaten by that wave. Everybody gets it. So you're not going to get it right every time. So don't be so hard on yourself. No one's perfect here. Okay? So you get that release button and then you get the impact of the outside of that release. So as you release an emotion and you explain it to someone, your emotional sort of situation, you release it to somebody else, that's when you're going to get the feedback of the other person. And you're going to get feedback of your environment. Yeah. If you said to your group of friends, I love this, I love this, I love this, they are going to change the way they interact with you from that moment. If you say, oh, I don't like this, I don't like this, you're going to get the same change, not the same reaction, but it's going to change in the same way. Okay, it's going to change as in there was your relationship with the other person before and after that release. And these releases can be really small and they can be really big. It depends on a lot of what each of us individually are going through. Once you start realizing this, you can feel that wave coming in and you can adjust yourself so you may be less impacted in a negative way. This doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be only impacted by the white side of the yin and the yang, because that's not how it works. Negative has to be equal to positive. So sometimes the universe, or you feel like the universe is trying to block you, and that could well be the way, and it could be for your benefit or for the greater benefit. It's just knowing that that's coming in, knowing how you're positioned as you come in. And once you know that position, then you can ride that wave with a greater ease. So after the first impact, and we have the third impact where it's sucking it back in. And that's the knowledge. So basically, I've expressed an emotion to my friends. My friends have changed their relationship, or our relationship has changed because of that emotion I've expressed. And then going on, I will have understood in me what that emotion was all about because of that change within my friends. It's that understanding, it's that karmic moment where we kind of go, right, okay, yeah, I was a bit of an idiot there. Or, yeah, you know, you guys weren't listening to me. And so everybody's got the learning process in it. No one is going through this completely detached from the other person. We're all connected. Everything is connected. So this X flare that's coming in, this is a good exercise here. And we need to pay attention as this energy comes through. If you can go dowsing the energy lines, go dowsing the energy lines. See what they're like today. See what they're like tomorrow. See what they're like Saturday and then Sunday. And I will see you on the energy update on Sunday, and we'll go through the whole thing. I'm looking at doing another video on how this is going to affect the society in a way over a longer period. So over years rather than over this short period that we're looking at the moment. Okay, so this X flare is coming up. It's coming in. There will be stuff coming in our direction. We're waiting to see how much stuff is coming. As I said, looking at the vibration, I think it's more electrical, more than physical. So I won't be too concerned with satellite systems or basically the Earth or earthquakes and stuff like that. What I will be interested in is storms and hurricanes sort of things, and also lightning and that sort of thing. The electrical discharge within the atmosphere. That is going to be the most interesting thing to see. So keep your eye on YouTube. You might see some very strange weather going on in the next sort of like 4 or 5 days. This is nothing to be scared of. You should never be scared in your life, because it's only a life. The spirit is eternal. Vibration is eternal. Energy is eternal. Long after the sun's gone, energy will still be there. So don't worry. This is not something to be scared about. This is something to enjoy. These waves of vibrations that come in like the waves on a beach should be joyed and played with. So just play in life. Say hello to someone that you've never met, just passing in the street. Just say, afternoon. That's all you've got to do. You don't have to do any more. And you'll see the change that actually happens in the whole lot. I am nothing without you lot, and you are nothing without me. We are all together. It can be difficult. Just be easy on yourself. Understand that these vibrations that are going on around you is not your fault. And sometimes when we understand that and we have that emotional release that happens, you'll understand that, yeah, this needs to happen. This is part of the vibration. It's a natural progression. But these are the parts that I am concerned with. So you can work on yourselves. We all work on ourselves. We do nothing but that. It's great fun. I enjoy looking at my dark side as much as I enjoy looking at my light side, because I learn something every time. But just recognizing what is your part of this shit is the most important bit. Because once you do, it's easier. And if it's easier for you, it's easier for me. I think there's a song in there somewhere there. If it's enough for you and it's good enough for me. Yeah, I'm not going to go into singing. I'd love to, but I'm not going to. Anyway, I will see you on Sunday for the energy update. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy.
Don't believe, just know. Cymatic TV, turning vibration into reality.